Welcome to Dead People Walking. Welcome, guys, to We Don't Know Ball. Justin and I are a little bit under the weather, so we blame Retro for the
All
sickness. It's all Retro's fault. But welcome again the basketball episode of We Don't Know Ball. Retro and Justin, how you guys doing?
Dude, chilling. I'm the only healthy one, which is weird because typically I'm typically the only sick one. So, feeling good though. My Bulls are on a 3-game win streak.
You're definitely ill. Your takes are wrong. You're always wrong.
My takes are always right, and Chicago's on a 3-game win streak, and everything is right with the world.
Yeah, so congratulations. I said it to you off screen, and I'll say it to you on screen. The fact that in your last 3 games you guys have won 25% of your games for the season is not a good thing.
We're big, buddy. We're coming back, bro. It's the year of the Bull.
Year of the Bull is crazy.
Year of the Bull.
So this past week for NBA, I think it was pretty exciting. Specifically yesterday, I do want to get into that really quick. The Chicago Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks game went to overtime, and they scored a total of, correct me if I'm wrong, 302 points collectively. And Trae Young finally came back. He was supposed to be on a minutes restriction, but Quinn Snyder said, "Fuck that," and you're gonna play this OT. And funny enough,
Trae Young said, "Fuck that." Trae's a baller. Trae don't give a shit.
My question was, because I think the game he originally came back that he had the minutes restriction, he did not really produce well. But in that OT game, he did well. Him and Jalen actually had they worked well. Jalen's continuing, basically giving you a triple double, and Trae Young actually shot efficiently against that Chicago Bulls defense. And granted, Retro, I know you love them, but they're not the greatest thing in the world. But they have some people. Can this kind of spark a conversation where Trae Young stays for the Hawks and they kind of figure it out with Jalen Johnson and Trae Young?
I mean, I think it's good pieces. Like, obviously, it's great to have pieces that are that good to build on. Also, apologies for the lighting; the lights in my room are broken. But yeah, I think that it's great to have those pieces to build on. Trae Young has been the franchise player for a long time, and Jalen Johnson's really coming into his own. And you have Risa Shea and you have Okongwu. You have pieces that you can build around. Obviously, Dyson Daniels, he's a net negative on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, he's pretty good. And so I think that if you put everything together, I think that it should be able to come together nicely. I just don't know if Trae Young is at the point in his career now where he wants to continue trying to build. Like, at this point, Trae Young's probably like, bro, I want to contend now. Like, I don't have time to build like a brand new team and wait a few years. I need to start contending. So if the Hawks aren't contending this year, I think Trae Young might be like, yeah, man, I don't know.
Justin?
I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. I mean, it's almost the equivalent of, and this is going to sound insane, but Atlanta's holding Trae back the same way Golden State's holding Steph back. And the way I say that is Trae doesn't have the time to build, whereas Golden State was building and Draymond's attitude ruined it. So it's like, I think they have the pieces that they can actually go on a run now. I think they're one guy away from being a top contender in the league, and it's crazy to say that that's the Atlanta Hawks, but their depth ability when fully healthy is scary. They're all like Toronto. I mean, they have like 6'5" to 6'8" stretch guard forwards that can play in the middle of Onyeka, Trae, Kristaps. Like, they have the ability to do it. It just matters on how it's going to be. I mean, I thought that this team would be a little better than they are this year after going out and getting Porzingis and going out and getting Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Not exactly needle movers, but two-way players that can help their team out this year. It looks like Nickeil is literally just eating minutes this year. He's not really producing much. Like you said, Trae was on the minutes restriction, still ended up playing 26 minutes. What is it? 35, 9, and 1 from him. So, yeah, Retro, your boy Dyson Daniels, you said the net negative on offense, just a straight net negative in this game at -11. And yeah, so
He's definitely not an offensive
I
player
don't
by
know.
any
I think
sport.
it's weird because I think Atlanta should never be in this situation, especially with a team like Chicago. Um, I think that Atlanta's team aspect is head and shoulders better than Chicago's, especially when Chicago just is a certified blunder of a team.
It's a great team, actually.
It's not.
We have a much better roster.
What I
Yeah,
will say,
then the
what
Hornets. Even then, I
what
think you're wrong.
what I will what I will say to defend Chicago's a little bit is I've been keeping an eye on Josh Giddey specifically, and I know you glaze him. Um, I don't think there. It's been the PRA has been great, and this is why I don't like PRA merchants because yes, he'll give you a triple double, but the efficiency is not there. And again, the half court offense is not there. And when I was expecting Kobe White to be back, I thought that was going to take a little bit of a jump. That hasn't come to fruition. The real person that has been moving me with Chicago is Buzelis, and Buzelis has been the guy. I don't think he's definitely not the best player on your team. That's not what I'm going to say, Retro. Is that I think he has these valuabilities as a wing defender that you can mold into, that you can build around for the future. Because I do believe at the trade deadline, I think Kobe White is gone, and you
He,
go and get somebody, or you go and get like draft capital to build around probably Giddy for now, and um, probably Ao and Zealous for the future, and see where you're at by the end of the year. Because by the end of the year, unfortunately, Chicago's been in this purgatory of being like right outside the lottery and getting like the worst lottery pick, and they end up either getting hurt or not, or like not producing. So you guys trade him, and then that when you guys trade that person to whatever team, he becomes good, and I feel bad because it's like
and,
what the fuck.
well, and from internal Bulls leaks that we have, we already know the way that they're viewing the team. They said that they think that Josh Giddey is their Tyrese Halliburton, and what they want is they want a Pascal Siakam. So if that's the case, they could literally go for Pascal, but I doubt that's going to happen. I think they're going to want Anthony Davis. That's my guess. I think that if the Bulls wanted something like that, my guess is, given how stupid of an organization we can be with trading, they'll somehow equate Anthony Davis's like ancient plays 20 games a year type stature to Pascal Siakam and then go trade for him. And I would not be surprised if that was on the table. Would I
Yeah.
like it? Probably not, because we'd have him for 10 games a year. But
And like
Trade for Embiid.
yeah, at that rate, Embiid. But the only reason why I won't necessarily like hang up the phone on that specific trade or that idea is because AD is from Chicago,
yeah,
and AD has verbally said in the past that him going back home would be something that he would is enticing for him. But Chicago's organization's the front office, no offense, Retro, I think is one of the worst
no,
in
you're right.
basketball. So that being able to happen is I don't know. So that's why I will never be like, yeah, AD won't ever go back to Chicago and try to play for
The
him. I
only
mean,
decent
Dwayne Wade did the same shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only decent thing that our front office, well, not the only thing, but the main decent thing our front office did was getting us Giddey. I think that was a very big help, and Vucevic as well, obviously.
Right.
Sometimes, very rarely, our front office makes smart decisions, but that's why I think most of the time we don't, which is why I think, like, and I agree with you, AD's from Chicago, and it makes sense because of that. But at the same time, am I willing to give up like Kobe White and like a pick for Anthony Davis? I don't know. That seems like kind of a lot to me. And I just feel like I would rather put my eggs in the Mattis basket than go for AD, especially because we
Mm-hmm.
saw, and like you said, I'm not saying he's the best player on our team right now. But against the Hawks, I think he was. He goes 10 of 11 from the field, 7
Yep.
of 8 from 3. When he gets hot from 3, he's disgusting. He can't miss. And that kind of ability And the fact that he's also playing in like the small forward / power forward role, which gives him that versatility in the wing. I mean, he's nasty, man. He can be that guy when he gets older, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's something as a trend upward. All the traits that he has are one, coachable, and two, easy to build around for how the NBA is going.
Yeah.
Speaking of traits and stuff that isn't necessarily going well, the Los Angeles Lakers. Um, the Lakers have been struggling as of late, and they recently just got blown out by, funny enough, the fucking Clippers. And Luca unfortunately just got hurt again with a leg contusion, I believe, in his left leg. Justin, I
Yeah,
want to start with you, really quickly. Retro
you're good. You're good.
is um are the Lakers strengths of schedule merchants, and is Luca a player now to where he is still top 5 in the league? Because there's been a lot of stuff I've been seeing from him that his tendencies become very hard to deal with.
I mean, it's kind of a hard thing to say, and I'm probably going to get clowned for it. We're all probably going to get clowned for it because I think we've seen the same things. But I have to tend to agree with these certain people who are calling Luca a garbage time merchant. But it's getting to that point, and as far as strength of schedule goes, I mean, first off, we have to account for they are in the West. But as far as the in the West part is, I mean, they've played the Jazz multiple times, the Clippers multiple times, the Pelicans multiple times already. They've kind of like picked and poked with the big teams, but not really like intertwined. Like, I think that their early half of their schedule is a lot easier. You could call it cakey if you want to. I mean, it's easier than their second half for sure because they're hitting home with
Yep.
everybody else. I mean, fuck, look at how they're finishing the new year. They have the Suns, who they've struggled against. They have the Rockets, they have the Kings, which is quote unquote layup game, and then they have the Pistons in their next 4. So it's like, I don't really know. And it's like, here's the problem though, is they are not playing these cakey teams very well. Like, they beat the Jazz by 8 on Thursday. Like you mentioned, they lost to the Clippers. I'll pull the jewels and say that there's got to be context behind this. Luca being injured, Austin Reeves playing through injury after LeBron being fucking 80 years old. There's nobody to carry this team right now with their 2 top guards out. So I don't know. The Lakers are gonna skid for a little bit until this team is fully healthy. I just don't know if fully healthy is going to be a thing for them. As far as your Luca question, like I said, I mean, we bitched about it a little bit last year before we started doing all this, that Luca only plays in the first half and da 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 because he lets his team get warmed up. But I don't know, man. I mean, top 5, it's fringe. I'd have to say it's fringe at this point.
Retro.
Yeah. Well, so as far as you mentioned the Clippers, Cam, and while I agree, obviously the AR injury is the biggest thing that's hampering them right now, and I'll give a shout out, credit where credit's due to LeBron. He puts up 36, and he tried very hard. And obviously, Luca going 4 of 13 was not ideal, right? But I actually think the biggest culprit for their loss, Marcus Smart went 1 of 12. Like, that guy literally could not hit a shot to save his life. And the thing is, there are some times in games there are just specific performances that can literally just tank your ability to win. And I feel like Marcus Smart almost single-handedly did that. But in terms of Luca being a garbage time merchant, I don't think so. I think that when the team is healthy, when you have an Austin Reeves and a Luka, he has the ability to get things going, like through playmaking, through scoring, all that stuff, and he can do that all game. Like, I think the main thing is Luka isn't comfortable when AR isn't on the court, because I think it's kind of gotten to the point where him and AR are like, they're a package deal. They're together. Luka sees AR as like, it's not like a Batman and Robin. It's like two Batmans. He needs AR. He's got to have him. And so now that like he doesn't have him, and it's kind of LeBron and Luka like fighting for touches.
I just want you to be clear that you just put Austin Reeves and Luka at the same level.
Well, I'll put it this way:
that.
they're not equal, but AR is a much better
You
guard.
just said it's not Batman and Robin. It's like having two Batmans.
Yeah,
you
but like
said
one.
Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic.
Well, I'll clarify. One is Batman wearing his normal suit. One is Batman wearing his ultimate suit. Okay, it's like Luka is above him, but AR is still a great guard in his own right. I don't think people would dispute that whatsoever. And especially this year, he's taken a massive step up. So for me, I think the biggest thing is Luka's not a garbage time guy. He's just not comfortable when Austin Reeves is in the court. That's what I would say.
Okay. I think on my end, quickly, because I've been having these discussions specifically between Luca and Shea, and I think that was the big like headliner. Who's going to be the better guard going into this year? And I respectfully heard a lot of people on Luca's side of the ball or side of things because of the playmaking gap, how he's making his team better, or the people around him better. He's a little bit better of a floor raiser, and that kind of stuff. Now we're 25 games in, just about, or just over now, and I don't hear one person on Luca's side anymore. I have like, if you're on Luca's side, and that's a kind of a bad thing, and everybody's on Shea's side. And I was originally on Shea's side when I was in beginning of the year because of not only the team aspect. What I don't like about Luka's game, I've been watching a couple videos and watching a lot of game film from Luka this past year. And this is not a slight to him because it was kind of funny. There's a lot of fat in his game, not meaning him, but fat meaning there's a lot of fat in his game in terms of stuff.
This podcast.
There's a lot of stuff that I think he really needs to cut out. I think a lot of these passes that he makes are good, but they're very like turnover-esque. There's a lot of cross-court passes that are ill-advised.
Physical fat, you need him to trim the fat mentally now.
Yes, I do think the mental fat has to be cut down because there's a lot of just stuff in his game. He falls in love with his step back three specifically this year. We know him as the step back three kind of guy, but specifically this year, in the volume that he's taking, he's shooting, I believe, sub 33% for his step back threes, which is for him, that is pretty bad. Again, I kind of said about the turnovers. There's a lot of stuff that he's what I'm seeing that he's reading that makes sense, but he forces a lot of these passes. There's just a lot of stuff that you can become a lot more crisper for. Where on SGA's side of the things, right? Not only him scoring the ball, but the playmaking that a lot of people were concerned with. I think he is taking this significant step up, not necessarily in facilitation in the assists, but he's now becoming a way willfully passer than he was last year. He's trusting his teammates. He's turning over the ball at all-time low rates, like all-time low. So there's a lot of what I was saying beginning there that I'm turning out right for, and I'm kind of glad for. But it's now to a point where it's like Luke, like all time, because again, I do the historical aspect of things. Luka's a little bit above Shea on my personal list by like 5 or 6 spots. I think by the end of this year, if everything ends up being what is predicted, that people think the Thunder are going to go back to back and they have 60 plus wins and all this kind of stuff, Shea's going to skyrocket. And I think that Shea is going to be comfortably over Luka probably by the end of this year when all things said are done. And I was originally on Luka's side. Now it's just like, well, shit, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Luka is a better player. I think when Luka's comfortable, I think it's very easy to tell. For example, like obviously Shea's biggest thing is points. That's what everybody knows him as the scorer. Luka obviously is averaging more this year, so he's doing more on the scoring end. And you take into account the fact that Luka's also top 20 in rebounds as a guard, which is extremely difficult to do. His playmaking is still better than Shea's, though I agree with you that Shea's has taken a huge step up. Luka's is still better. So for me, I think the biggest caveat, and I will give Shea credit. Shea doesn't really need anybody to be comfortable. He's kind of just comfortable
Yes.
all the time. When he plays,
Yeah.
he's just comfortable. No matter what, and no matter who's on the court, that guy's comfortable. With Luka, it's like you give him Austin Reeves, he's better because as soon as he knows he's there, like Luka's comfortable and boom, he's good to go. But when Austin Reeves isn't on the court, I can definitely grant you Shea is a better player. So I think it's just kind of dependent on who's there, basically.
That was another thing I wanted to quickly touch on before we move on. Um, Shout out to Glore and One Top Hoops for this specific discussion. For this discussion is Retro. You specifically said when Austin Reeves is on the court with Luka, he feels more comfortable. So I'll ask you first because you mentioned this. Does Luka need more structure, more specific players around him to be more comfortable compared to Shea?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if so, why?
Well, so I think that the biggest part of Luka's play that makes him conducive to success is his playmaking. And Luka, he knows the guys that make plays. He knows his playmakers. So when Luka has his guys, right, the guys he trusts, then his play goes up because he knows, okay, I can get it to you whenever I need to. I can get it to you whenever I need to. And he knows his guys. Whereas Shea's biggest part of his playmaking is he can just score from anywhere. He's a scorer. That's the number one thing he can do. So he can play make if he needs to. But Shea also has the ability to just do things on his own. He can just like do whatever whenever he needs to. So I think that Luka thrives within structure and with guys that he knows, whereas Shea can thrive within or out of structure. He can do whatever is needed necessary.
I think it's a crazy way to go about it there. I mean, I feel like it's Luca. I'm going to dumb it down for the people because we're supposed to apply to the casuals. I feel like Luca has trust issues and Shea just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For the love of the game. He's trusting anybody and everybody. Hey, if I kick you this shit, you're gonna do your job. Hey, if I go here and I miss, you're gonna get that board. If I score, we're gonna go play defense. He's all about we can all do this. Just he buys into the family. Luca's got trust issues, and Luca's got to make sure you know.
And I don't want to like psychoanalyze too much, but one thing that I noticed about Luka's play is it feels like ever since the Mavs turned on him, it feels like he almost is less willing to just take over a game. Like he doesn't feel like it's almost like he wants to play make so much. Like obviously he'll still score, but he wants to play make so much constantly. I feel like on the Mavs when he knew it was basically him against the world, right? And he knew the franchise was behind him and had his back. Luka was ready to go at any point in time and just give you 50 if he needed to.
Yeah, just
but
it
feels like on the Lakers he's just a little bit more hesitant, a little bit less ready to take over. I don't know. It feels like there's something that switched a little.
I have the answer to that one. It's because I feel like he doesn't think it's his team until LeBron is gone.
Right. Yes, I agree with you.
That's a somewhat of a fair point. I would slightly.
You're looking a little too comfortable, bro. We gotta turn the heat up on you.
Whoa. What do you mean?
We gotta turn the heat up on you. Jules, you want to tell me about what happens when Kalel Ware plays enough minutes to function?
That was going to be a later bit down the line, but we can get into this. So on this podcast for the viewers that do watch, I've been spewing for the past 2 weeks that Kalel Ware needs to have fucking minutes, and I don't know what.
Crazy. First off.
Okay. Well, I said it verbally. We said this behind the scenes. And you agreed with it. But I will say that the whole Eric Spoelstra thing about him being hesitant about Kalel Ware and the offensive output, that was Kalel Ware personally went to a urinal and pissed in it after these last several games because Kalel Ware over these past 2 games has made correct me if I'm wrong, either 11 or 12 threes out of I think 24 or 25 attempts. That's damn near 50%, giving you
So
double double.
so
And
in his last three, the 18th against the Nets, went for 22 points, 1 for 2 from three with 12 rebounds, 4 blocks, and an assist. The 19th at the Celtics, 24 points on 8 of 12 shooting, 6-7 from the 3-point line, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. And then the 21st against the Knicks, 28 points on 11 of 15 shooting, 5 for 7 from 3, 19 rebounds, and a steal.
Sorry, did you say he
so
went 6 of 7 at one point? Is that what you said?
yes,
Huh?
yes,
You,
he
said
did.
he did say
He
he went
did.
6 of
I
7?
did.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
is it 12 of 16 from 3 in the last 3 games?
That's
So
crazy.
that's crazy, right? And where now
That's
we can go.
team game is crazy. He
Mm.
literally is a 20 and 15 guy.
And we can go and look at the other person that was hesitant about it. It wasn't Spoelstra. It's Bam Adebayo.
Fuck
Bam
that guy.
Adebayo has been pissing down his leg because he's been the one that has gotten a jump shot and can't hit a jump shot. And that's where Khalil Ware is having to carry Bam on the offensive end and be the best offensive player on the floor. And this whole notion that once Larson, once Wiggins comes back consistently, that he'll be out of the lineup again. No, 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 no. You have to start Ware, and Bam needs to fucking figure it out for himself because he's all perennial, all NBA guy, all defensive guy consistently. He's the vet. He needs to figure that shit out, and you can't consider yourself to where he's been your best offensive player in the minutes that he's played, and you let him develop. And Spoelstra is not willing to do that. He's so hard on him for no reason. Khalil Ware is such a good, valuable player that they should be revolving that defense around Ware and Bam, and everybody else needs to fall in line because they should be running. Once Hero comes back, 3 guard lineups to emphasize Hero's ability to kick out to the corner and give Ware 3-point shots.
Well,
I mean,
It's
well, dude,
crazy.
would you guys agree that? Oh, I was gonna say real quick. Would you?
You know what the difference between those two right now is between Bam and Khalil? Bam is scoring
motor.
Bam is scoring 6 more points on 5% less field goal percentage. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
That's
was
right.
gonna say I think that there is a very good possibility that in the next couple years, Khalil Ware is better than Bam. Like it's
Yes.
I think it's just a matter of time.
You need a couple years?
Yeah, it might only be one. It's just a matter of time.
And I had this discussion off screen with some people. I think the where it gets inconsistent motor on the offensive end, it's because he's not Spoelstra's not involving himself in the offense. And he's trying to prove himself. Like I believe right before this past week, 2 weeks ago, when he was giving bench minutes, he had low scoring outputs, but he was still rebounding at between like 7 to 9 rebounds a game and giving you like 2 blocks and then nothing else. And as soon as he's in the starting lineup, he's giving you basically 18 to 25 points consistently. So involve him in the offense, and he has I think he has a similar defensive motor as like an Anthony Davis, and I think within the next year if he gets starter minutes, I think he's going to be the next Anthony Davis, not in terms of greatness and how he's being able to be in like PNR situations and spacing, but he has the body to be there. He has the defensive motor to be there. He has all the intangibles. Spoelstra, figure it the fuck out with Khalil Ware now.
Well, and dude, the biggest thing that I think people kind of forget about him is he played college ball in Indiana and Oregon, but Indiana's where he's known for. And in that Indiana year, he goes 16 and 10 on 42.5% from 3. Like, the guy was a weapon, not just like in the paint, but from the 3-point line in college. That's something that the Heat should be taking advantage of. He has the ability to shoot from anywhere, and in college he was doing it very efficiently. So I think the argument that I would make is, listen, man, I get that right now it's Bam's team. He's the perennial guy. He's the dude. That's his team for sure. Yo, Spoelstra, you got to start kind of letting the reins loose a little bit. Like there comes a point in time where sometimes the vet has to give it up to the younger guy. Lakers have LeBron, but Luka is there now, and when it comes to the Heat, right? You know, sometimes it's Bam's team for now, but man, Kel'el Ware is dangerous, dude.
Yes. Any last points from you, Justin, before I ask you this question? No? So,
What do you?
what? So, your favorite team in Texas? Houston. Houston this past week, I believe is 1-3, but they are now collectively in clutch time moments for win-loss record for the year 6-8, and that's surprising when they go and get this supposed clutch god in Kevin Durant. And in one of these games, you can visibly see Kevin Durant pass up the last shot to Alfred Sengun. And I know you've been on this train of KD. We know you're listening, so we're holding you accountable. Why the fuck?
Okay, so what we're not gonna do is get mad at Kevin Durant for exactly what you're talking about right here, for the simple fact that it was a last-second shot off of an inbound play that they worked to free KD up. 3 guys fly at KD, so he does the smart basketball thing and drops it off to his number 2, arguably his number 1 if you really want to say it's still Sengun's team, and Sengun goes and fucks it and takes a dumbass 3. What do you want me to say there? Kevin Durant makes the right basketball play to pass out of a triple team to a wide open player 5 feet to his right. Like, what do you want there?
Not specifically that. I just brought up that as a moment. More so that KD was supposed to come in and get them in these clutch time moments, because last year that was Houston's biggest flaw. And now we all know, like even when he was on your Suns, similar type of thing where you guys didn't necessarily definitively have a point guard. I think it was Tyler Eunice, and they go and double fucking KD. He passes it out and gives it to Booker or like whoever, and ultimately loses games. Now we're seeing this shit in Houston. So my question more being, is KD just not going to be the right fit for Houston and for them to get over the hump?
Well, here's the thing we can first start with. First, we can start with volume. KD's averaging around 14 to 15 shots a game. When if you brought him in to be this scorer, this clutch guy, this, that, he should be getting 20 clutch shots a game. That's just my thought behind it. Which means that somebody down there, some coach, some bum, whatever the hell you want to go over it, is scheming the ball out of his hands. So, for Kevin Durant to be scrutinized for things that are quote-unquote sounds like out of his control, that they're actually using him as a decoy, which is what I said before KD went on that tear. It sounds like something happened. It didn't work. Then something happened and it worked. Now they're going back to what didn't work. So let's go back to XYZ. I don't understand it. They're literally playing up and down. They're riding the roller coaster. They've done it all year. I don't get it.
Retro?
Yeah, I mean, so I think as far as this Rockets team is concerned, I don't know. It does kind of feel like a little bit they're having an identity crisis about whether or not.
Doesn't feel like it. They are having an identity.
Yeah, between whether it's KD or Şengün and this and that. Obviously in that Kings game,
out of there. He's second fiddle to Reed Shepherd right now.
Well, and in that Kings game, KD goes 8 of 21 from the field, awful efficiency, and Şengün goes 12 of 17. Şengün was the much more efficient player in that game, and I think as far as it's concerned, I don't know, maybe KD's taking too many shots. I think all in all, the biggest issue, and this is always what happens when you have two great players, and you kind of just try to force them together. There's always this identity crisis thing, and I think, in my opinion, what needs to happen is KD kind of needs to get in line a little bit. This is Şengün's team. KD is there. He is an excellent player, but he kind of has to be okay with playing second fiddle. He did it his whole career, man. When he goes to Golden State, he becomes Steph Curry's second fiddle. This is what he should be used to. This guy loves to team hop, so
Right.
when you team hop,
Well,
that's what
so
happens.
here's the issue with that is when he's team hopped to a guard dominant team.
Yeah.
We're in a situation now where we've talked about how much Şengün loves the high post. That way he can take the back down steps and then work the two-step and drop it in. I think that Şengün and KD don't work together because KD's best option is when he can work at the extended elbow and either just, like we've said, tween, half step back, shoot over somebody. Tween, dribble one to the left or the right and shoot over somebody. It feels like half the time when I'm watching these games, whenever he wants to make that move, Şengün wants to come try and set him a fucking screen so he can free himself up to the opposite side at the same time.
And I was going to say, because you also mentioned something very important. In the Kings game, Josh Okogie, you had 33 minutes on the court. You went 1 of 5 for 3 points. My brother in Christ, there needs to be a lineup change. Please get him out of the lineup and put in Reed Sheppard. I don't know why Okogie is on the court. That guy, I'm not sure what they're thinking. And in that lineup, you have Amen Thompson, who's a wing forward. You have Jabari Smith, who's a forward. You have Kevin Durant, who's a forward. You have Şengün, who's a center. So you only have one guard in this lineup. You have Okogie. So why would you not put in the objectively better guard? If you're going to go for a one-guard lineup, you should put in Reed Sheppard. I don't know.
So
they're counting Amen Thompson as a guard.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to say too. Where they're having struggles with it, what Ime is a defensively minded coach, so Okogie is just better than Reed Sheppard defensively, and he covers up the some of the on ball isolation metrics that he cares about a lot because Reed.
This game against the Kings, who are dog shit, Okogie's a -3 and Reed Sheppard's a +17.
Well, and Jabari Smith Jr. is a -20, by the way.
Well, and that's a couple other things. Reed Sheppard, I think has definitely stepped up this year. I think it's more of he's valuing Reed's scoring and high pace ability off the bench because if you take that away, a lot of these teams know that Amen can't necessarily shoot at a high level, even in the mid range. Like he's definitely regressed as he's taken leaps as a playmaker, but he needs to develop some type of shot. Okogie, better defender, not a great offensively, and then you have Jabari Smith, who's been very inconsistent this year. And he's shown like he's young, so I think he'll develop it. But he's taking a lot of shots for that team. And once DFS comes back, and I believe Tari Easton's more consistent in the lineup, they'll get. I think Bari's minutes will go down. But why I wanted to bring this up is because they were rightfully the third, or what a lot of people had as a dark horse in the West to contend. Yeah. And we're seeing a lot of these issues still arise from last year. So in a playoff setting, how is that going to fend if said same situation happens? KD gets triple teamed in an inbound play against a inferior team, and he gives it to another young guy, like how Jalen Green was put in this position last playoffs, and they end up losing in the game 7. Like, how is that going to fare?
With you, out of the top 8 teams in the West, excluding the Rockets, so the top 7 outside of the 6 seed, I think they get swept by probably 5 of these teams. So as of right now, I think they get swept by probably 5 of these teams. So
yeah, the West is just, it's loaded. Like There's no way around that. I mean, and there are just so many dangerous teams. I'd say you could say even like the Warriors are a pretty dangerous team. The Thunder obviously are the big dog in the West. The Nuggets are dangerous. Like you've got some teams that would give the Rockets work probably.
Right. I mean, looking at it going down the list, like the Thunder probably sweep them, the Spurs probably sweep them. They might take a game from the Nuggets, probably get swept. The Lakers, they probably drop 2-2, but still lose the series. Probably take one from Minnesota, but still get whooped. The Suns, they probably take the 6 games, 7 games, probably, like, they still lose that series. I think they're a bad fit for the Warriors. Even going farther down, like, the Grizzlies would be interesting, and the Trailblazers are a bad matchup for them. So it's like, if they don't figure it out and they don't, like, get the right playoff matchup, the KD experiment in Houston was all for nothing.
Yeah, and I'm almost certain they lose to the Warriors because I think that whole Warriors team comes
It's a
in.
bad matchup for them. It's a bad
Well,
matchup.
and you already know Steph Curry is coming in with the mindset of that's my former teammate and I'm going to obliterate him. Like I'm going to make him pay.
And if he doesn't beat him, Steph goes to Houston. If you can't beat him, join him. It's crazy.
Well,
Steph, KD, and Sengun, yeah.
that was my next point. I wanted to bring up the Warriors. I'm on a completely different stratosphere as you guys specifically for the Warriors. I don't think they're a fucking good team whatsoever. I think this team is Steph Curry dependent, and looking at a lot of these metrics similarly from this year and the 2021 Warriors the year before they won the title.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, they were top 5 defensively, and they were bottom ranked offense because they were dependent on Steph a lot. This year, last time I checked, it could have switched. They're top 6 defense, and they're ranked 21st offensively because they're dependent on Steph. And Jimmy Butler is still giving you these games where he's decisively the better player out of between Steph and Jimmy. And what is concerning, Retro, and I'll ask you, in a playoff setting where I think Steph has had collectively, now I think collectively he's had more 20-point games than 10-point games.
Mm-hmm.
But how does this Warriors team fend when really Jimmy Butler is the only person producing? Because I think up to this point he's like 25-5 or 25-4. And you have like Brandon Brzezinski, all Warriors hate him.
What do you think
on the floor?
Here?
Jimmy is like 19 points, 19-20 points.
He's 26-5.
26-5. Okay. So where my question is, if they're dependent on Steph and they're in a playoff setting where a lot of these teams in the West have 3 or 4 guys who can give you between 15 to 25 points, how can you say that the Warriors are going to be better if they are sub 500 up to this point, and their front court in the West is probably the worst front court in the top 8 by far?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll actually rephrase. They're not a good team. Steph and Jimmy Butler are both really good at basketball. So basically, it's going to work like this. If Steph and Jimmy Butler have a good series, the Warriors are an extremely dangerous team that a lot of people are going to have trouble with. But the second Steph or Jimmy Butler have a bad night, it is big trouble. I guess the way that I see it is it's basically just going to have to be a carry job. That's kind of what it looks like. I know it's a GSW, Golden State Warriors, kind of feels like the Golden Steph Warriors some nights. And that's the problem, is it's like if you are a team that is dependent on 2 players both being good on the same night every night, or you're cooked, that's probably not great. Now, that being said, it works quite a bit because a lot of the time Jimmy and Steph are on. So in a playoff series, if they're on, then fine. But I agree with you in that when you start playing the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, like some of these top dogs, the Spurs, right? it's going to be hard to keep that consistency. And even and especially you have teams like the Spurs where you have a lot of very good perimeter defenders. Wembanyama even on the perimeter is disgusting, right? So he kind of has the ability to get around. And when you've got guys like Steph that literally feed off of the perimeter, and their big thing is you got the pick and roll, screen setting, all that stuff. That's where Steph scores from. That's going to be kind of hard to do over and over and over again against teams with great perimeter defense. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's built on a foundation of sand, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
you said it yourself. I mean, it's GSW, but it doesn't stand for Golden State Warriors or Golden Steph Warriors. It stands for gunshot wound. This team's been trying to heal since Draymond Green ran KD out, since Draymond Green ran Jordan Poole out, since Draymond Green is single-handedly the reason that this team cannot build and go forward. And I don't understand why they decide to always keep Draymond. He's a career bum and a pest. He's a power forward version of Pat Bev. Who cares? I don't care if you think that this 6'7" guy can play center for you because he's a pest, or you think that he's good. A career 5'5" guy from a number 3 option for most of his career isn't good enough. Why are you holding on to this bum?
Yeah, he's a locker room cancer. I agree. He's a locker room cancer, and you can find any random center that'll just spam set screens. It's not that hard to find. I don't think.
Well, that's another thing. They go and get Al Horford, right? Who was this tremendous off-ball center for Boston year in and year out, creating these 3-point shots for the Boston Celtics.
Pick and fade guy. Became a phenomenal pick and fade guy.
Yes. And in the minutes that he's played this year, this just awful. He's finally showing his age.
What minutes? I mean, they're prioritizing Quinn and Post. They're prioritizing Trace Jacks Davis. They're prioritizing small ball by putting Podzimski in. They're trying to get Pat Spencer up to speed. Like, I don't...
unironically, I know that we all agree that this guy is, like, really soft and not great, but if they would have gone and gotten that center on the Lakers and they would have just used him as a pick guy, it could have worked.
No.
I think it could have worked.
No.
I think it could have worked.
He's up.
He's not good. He's not good. I agree with you. But if they were just like, hey, listen, you have 2 jobs. A, don't be a locker room cancer, and B, set screens for Steph, and that's your job.
Nick Claxton.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you just do that, and you're like, all I need you to do is don't drive people out of
the contender to get Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, I mean, Lauri would be a beautiful fit on the Warriors.
Sounds like they should trade for Giannis.
That would work too.
No, I never want to hear this Giannis to the Warriors shit ever again. Fuck that.
I don't hear the Giannis to the Warriors till the cows come home if I never have to talk about the Dominator ever again.
The Dominator, bro.
Fuck that. Lastly, before we get into some other stuff, the San Antonio Spurs quickly are the 2nd seed in the West, and they played some pretty bad competition. But you only play the people in front of you.
Yeah.
My thing quickly is, do we think that San Antonio is a top 4 seed in the West, or do we think that they have a skid probably by after All-Star break during the new year to where they'll drop a little bit? Because we saw the inexperience come in the 4th quarter in that NBA Cup against the Knicks.
Oh, my God. The least inefficient 4 minutes in basketball history? Are you kidding me? That was the worst shooting display ever. I think you guys didn't score for 4.5 minutes, and the first point you scored was 1 minute and 10 seconds on a garbage time pull-up 33-footer from Dylan Harper. Are you kidding me?
I will say, Jules, as far as like the question you asked, I think you guys are a certified top 4 seed in the West. This team is really good, obviously. And another thing that I think is Well, another thing that I think is really good about this team, like for example in the Wizards game, De'Aaron Fox, 27 points on 10 of 19. Fox has been such a big piece this year for the Spurs. I think he's been such a great piece. And I think that you have veteran pieces on the team that help keep the young guys in check. Because, like you said, the inexperience is definitely there, right? And it's a thing that exists. But I think you have guys that can kind of help keep it down. Your Harrison Barnes, your De'Aaron Fox, the veterans that will keep the guys on track. So I think that, yeah, you'll probably end up a top 4 seed. You know, you guys, the Thunder, the Nuggets, you guys will be in that conversation.
I don't know. Here's my thing. Revisit me with the same question after January 7th. Because your next outlook is Thunder tomorrow, Thunder on Christmas,
Right.
Jazz on the 27th, Cavs on the 29th, Knicks on the 31st, Pacers on the 2nd, Trailblazers on the 3rd, Grizzlies on the 6th, and the Lakers on the 7th. You reevaluate that question with me in 8 games, and we'll have a conversation.
I was going to say, I forgot that the Spurs have back-to-back against the
It's
Thunder.
an 8-game slate of death.
Yeah, and I think as far as this 2-game is concerned, y'all need to get at least one against the Thunder.
You can't have losing the NBA Cup semifinal. You can't drop both of these because then literally SGA is Wemby's daddy. Like,
yeah, well, and more than that though, it's a mental thing for the whole team.
That's what I meant.
You gotta get at least one, because come playoff time, if you guys do get matched up against the Thunder, you don't want to have that mindset of like, oh boy, here we go again.
That mindset, it's the fact of come playoff time, it's not just the mindset of, well, fuck, not only do we have to play these guys in a minimum 4 games, but we have to play a series against them. But on top of that, the Thunder are coming off of a championship. The Thunder are coming off playoff experience. How many players on the Spurs have playoff experience?
Harrison Barnes, champion, baby.
Champion.
Yeah, bum. Got it.
De'Aaron Fox, light the beam.
Light the beam.
Yeah,
yep. Luke Cornett.
Get Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox going for 37 a night in the playoffs. I don't think that you'll have a chance if your mental is already beaten before you step on the floor.
Justin, you need to feel the light the beam spirit, brother. Let it run through you.
My thing is, I think so dating back to last year, when we won 20 games, we actually split our series against OKC. We won 2 games. And that was a 20-win team that just got better. And I know it's completely different, but the OKC has the same roster. We ramped it up with a whole bunch of off-season players and that kind of stuff. And I'll sit on this till the day I die. San Antonio matches up well against OKC. Do they win a series? Probably not. And the only way I think that San Antonio matches up against OKC is if they maintain a top 4 seed and they meet them in the second round, depending on seeding and matchup. If they
match up well,
I think they match up very well. I think both teams have athletic perimeter defenders. I think they both have great interior defense. They have an SGA, and that's something where we don't have.
But you guys have a Wemby. Like they have Chet, which is cool. You guys have the alien.
Right, and I think
there's great value Wemby. So
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right, and Retro, I think you said this last week. Well, Chet is a unicorn amongst itself, and he's a great player. We have somebody that's a fucking alien, right?
Yeah.
And that's completely fine.
You're missing the point where you have a unicorn and an MVP and a guy who's also on their team who played just below MVP caliber and a better 3-point shooting depth. And it goes on and on down the list. It's cool. Like, literally, the Spurs have a Wemby. That's the pro.
No, we can, again, what we just talked, we can trust De'Aaron Fox will probably put up 20 plus a night. De'Aaron Fox can give you that. You have a core that's very solid.
We don't have De'Aaron Fox. We're banking on them keeping De'Aaron Fox.
See, that's the issue as well. I'm done with the De'Aaron Fox trade talks. I'm done with them. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I never again. Dylan Harper just gave you a 1 point game on 2 assists and a 1-2-3 game. 1-2-3. He is not there
Got it,
mentally
but we
to start.
couldn't trade Dylan Harper to get Giannis because he was way too
And
future of our team. You are
and cool. And you know what? That's completely fine. Devin Booker needs a playmaker, so LaMelo Ball is on the market, right?
there's a lot of point guards on the market.
Yes, and he'll work well with Devin Booker.
God, I would pay good money to watch a LaMelo Ball Devin Booker Spurs
Pay
team.
good money to have D'Angelo play on our team. What the fuck?
You want LiAngelo, bro?
We got 3 of them. Make it a family affair.
Hey, you're the Chino Hills Phoenix Suns.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Well,
So,
why what numbers I'd be able to push at that point?
So for this week, I'm actually for the NBA. I'm doing a would you rather and a pick 3, cut 5. Because like I established in the beginning of the podcast, Justin's a little bit sick. So I was able to make this very very quickly. And for the NBA, if you guys don't know, All-Star voting just started to come out this past week, and I didn't do what I did. I did was a would you rather for the West and East reserves because I think both starting fives are almost set in stone. SGA, Luka, Wemby, Jokic. You could probably say Anthony Edwards for your fifth starter in the West. You got Cade, you got Giannis, you got Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and then maybe more of a toss up for that fifth person in the East. But I did more for the reserves, going from the last man up until quote unquote the sixth man to see would you rather between the two people because I think that's where they'll kind of land in the voting, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Does that sound cool?
I'm good with that.
Okay, so I'll actually start in the East first because I think that's a little bit more of a toss up. I think the West is actually a little bit more interesting. So I'll start in the East. Would you rather Derek White or Con Knipple?
I would take Con Knipple.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, it's kind of a shock factor thing. I think what you're doing with the Con Knipple thing is the same thing the MLB did last year with Paul Skeens. So
Okay.
I would put it in the we know what Derek White's got. Let's see what Con Knipple can do against this talent.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So I've got Con. Next, Jalen Duren or Bam Adebayo?
I would take Duren. Because I think the reason why is because in the same year that Duren is getting such a huge step up in quality, Bam Adebayo was starting to come down and Khalil Ware is starting to kind of like do this.
Well,
and so I think it's like
Miami center on here.
Well, okay, but so they might be like around here right now, but this is the difference. Bam is going this way, and he's going this way. They meet in the middle. But
But here's the problem. That's all the more reason that they'll give it to Bam. I don't know, would you rather? Yeah, I'm taking Duren because Duren's going up, whereas Bam's meeting him at the summit. No bullshit. Like, but dude, what? Put the correct Miami center up there by stats. Fuck you, Jules.
I'm taking Duren, bro. I don't know.
Duren the Head and Shoulders.
Okay.
Fuck Bam.
Next, Desmond Bain or Nickeil Alexander-Walker?
Desmond.
Ooh, I would take Bane.
Bain?
I actually think Bane has been a lot more.
I already shit on Nickeil Alexander-Walker earlier. You left Minnesota for what? To eat minutes as a backup shooting guard. Don't talk to me.
Well, and I think Bane has been so much more of a net positive for the Magic than people give him credit for.
I want to know where Desmond Bane's attitude came from in Orlando.
That Bane mask at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, exactly, Jules. He put on the Bane mask and he locked in. He was like, "Yeah, let's go, bro."
Yeah.
Well, that he knows he's on a team capable of that, and he knows he's on a team capable of winning something, which probably is helpful.
Also fair.
Next, Magic, Paulo Banchero or surprisingly enough, Miles Bridges.
Paolo Banchero.
Miles
Miles
Bridges is giving you like 21, 7,
Dude.
and 4.
He's having a great year, and I'm not saying this is like a massive difference. For me, I'm still taking.
Can you Google something I don't think I ever thought of.
Miles Bridges has been the only person on the Hornets that has not missed a game this year.
What did you say?
He said he's well aware that Miles Bridges has not missed a game.
Yeah, he's been playing very well. I'm still taking Paolo though. I don't know. I
No?
just think cooking.
It's Miles Bridges. There's no way.
I don't know. I don't what. I don't know.
What, Miles?
Here's the thing, retro. We have to agree on this. This is how this works. Let me paint the picture for you.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
So, Paulo Banchero and
Okay.
his teammates,
Mm-hmm.
Franz, who has been more effective this year.
Between who and who?
Between the two players that are exactly the same on the Orlando Magic.
Paulo or Franz?
Oh,
Ben better.
probably Franz, honestly.
Well, we want 10 second options of the All-Star game next.
Okay,
I
Miles Bridges.
can grant that. No, I can grant that.
Okay. Immediately after, speaking of talking about him, Franz Wagner versus Scotty Barnes.
Oh man, I'm actually gonna have to look up some stats for this. Scotty Barnes has been low-key nasty this year.
Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, well, and I was kind of feeling that, but let me consult. I don't know. Franz Wagner. This is another argument about like trajectory because Franz Wagner, the battle between him and Paolo for whose team it is has been going on for a while, and Franz has started getting the upper hand this year. And I think for that reason, we already knew the Raptors are Scotty Barnes' team, but I feel like Franz has taken that mantle this year. I would take Franz.
Team 8 and 5.
Because I'll give you Scotty's stats I'll get Scott. Well, actually, Scotty's stats are in terms of PRA. I don't know. He's got a little worse than Franz anyway. And Scotty's the number one option. I would take Franz.
Their numbers are basically identical, so I'm picking Scotty for entertainment value.
Dude, it has to be Franz because he's battling for the number one option and winning, whereas Scotty is the number one option and is putting up less.
Yeah, they're putting up basically the same numbers. Give me Scotty for entertainment value.
Dude, I can't. I don't know if I can agree with that, bro.
Gotta agree.
Here's how I look at it, right? You're trying to pick between a guy who's been the better of his two or the guy who's been the better of his trio. So
I
don't even have this conversation with me.
I think it's Franz, bro. Okay, here. This is what we can do. Okay.
I'm not going.
No. You know, you just pick up a number 1 or 2, and I'll tell you this the number.
No, we'll actually get to an agreement. I don't cop out like you two. Anyway,
it's not a cop out.
It is.
You said it yourself. They're like 50-50, but I think Franz is like a little.
So if they're 50-50, you take who's going to be more entertaining for you at the All-Star game.
No, but the thing is, I don't think it's
fucking nothing.
The thing is, I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's 51-49, and I would take Franz.
Who's a better offensive player?
Franz.
Who's a better defender?
Probably Scotty.
Who's a better playmaker?
I'd probably give the edge to Scotty, barely.
Okay, there's our answer. Next.
I don't know if that's fair, but I'll let it rock.
2 out of 3 categories.
I'll let it rock.
Okay. So, next one, Norman Powell or Josh Giddey?
Josh Giddey. Yeah. And it's not even a question, realistically. Come on, Justin. Like, let's be for real.
Retro, go look at that PRA for Norman Powell, sir.
We can look that up. Hold on. He better be putting up a triple-double. I don't even want to have this conversation.
definitely not putting up a triple double, but he's scoring a lot of points on good efficiency.
24, 4-3, and Giddey is 29-9. Yeah, just give me Giddey, bro. I mean, it's just not only has Giddey been doing more like Chicago rests on the back of him, Vucevic, Modest, and Kobe. It's basically those four.
Rasker, I just want to ask you a question real quick.
Yes.
Real simple and fine.
Yeah.
In the All-Star games, how much actual transition is there and how much half-court offense is there?
Stop it with this, bro. Stop. Stop it. Josh Giddey's a better player. He deserves it more. It's Giddey's fault.
He's actually just not a better player, and it's fine.
He is, and I already granted you Scotty, so you need to grant me Giddey.
Here's the thing. I want you to understand that he's not a better player for the simple fact that he's in a garbage situation where he can put up garbage time stats.
Josh Giddey isn't in a garbage situation. He's in a good situation.
He's playing in the United Center as a Bull.
Hold on. Do I need to bring up the hit list again of the fact the Bulls have taken out literally every single good team in the East, sans like 2 plus the Heat who they lost to? Like, bro, the Bulls have basically taken out every single good team in the East minus 2 that they haven't played yet and the Heat who they lost to.
Do I need to remind you that you are still 9 games out of first place?
Which is whatever. The answer is Giddey.
The answer is that your record is sub 500 like I said it would be.
I conceded you, Scotty. You conceded me.
What'd you say?
I have an answer. Retro has an answer.
No. I conceded you, Scotty. You concede me, Giddey.
Yeah, but the difference is that's a coin flip. This is like 70-30.
Yeah, in favor of Giddey. I agree with you, yes.
Never in favor of Josh Giddey. The only thing that was in his favor was the judge when they overturned the conviction. So let's talk about that.
Anyway. Bro. Oh, my Lord.
No, I was a better basketball player, but because I feel the issue is Giddey's not even going to play point guard because somebody else's name is on here as a reserve, and he's head and shoulders over Josh Giddey, and we're not playing that game. Anyway, sure, I will put Josh Giddey in because he'll end up playing shooting guard.
Thank you.
He won't be the offense. Maybe it'll help his game in the All-Star game.
Yeah. So the next set of names, surprisingly enough, I actually think they're pretty similar, and I'm actually really high on this one of these two. The other one is rather surprising. Shout out to him, Brandon Ingram and Pascal Siakam.
I don't know. Where are you going with this, Justin? I'm not really.
I'm going based off of this year alone as BI.
I don't hate it. The only reason why I was thinking about Pascal is because he's had to take on those number 1 duties since Tyrese left, and he's kind of doing what he can do. He's giving you 24 a night, which is impressive. 7 rebounds. He's even giving you 4 assists. Like he's doing a pretty good job trying to get the ball around when he can.
Yep.
I understand Brandon Ingram's been having an amazing year this year, but I just feel like
22, 6, and 4.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, Brandon Ingram gets the luxury of being the number 2 on his own team, whereas Pascal is the number 1, clearly. You yourself said you don't send number 2s, right? Like, because you made that argument, so if we're being consistent, Scotty Barnes is clearly the number 1 for the Raptors.
If we're being consistent, then just because your number 1 is hurt doesn't make you the number 1.
Brother, he's the number 1, and for all intents and purposes, it's the All-Star game.
We don't reward mediocrity. Sorry.
It's not mediocrity. Pascal Siakam's giving you 24 and 7 a night.
Why I put them is because Pascal might get hurt because of the Pacers' record, right? They're not a really good team in the East, but he's been and they blew a 10-point lead against the fucking Celtics today. Fuck you.
It's really not cute when you have 6 wins. Con Kniffel gets in because he's a rookie and has 9 and is the first option on his team.
Right.
But again, Pascal is clearly the first option.
He has 6 wins. When you almost count how many wins you have on one hand,
it doesn't matter. That team is sorry without Tyrese Halliburton to lead it. It doesn't matter. Pascal is doing what he can.
Again, I'll put it to you in another aspect is the only way I would concede this is if Kawhi Leonard makes it on the other side. For the simple fact, I want to see Pascal Siakam destroy Kawhi Leonard.
I can give you that. Kawhi Leonard's been great. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but Kawhi's a bum on a bad team.
He's not a bum.
Kawhi single-handedly right now, while continuing to play for the Clippers, is ruining his own legacy. It's kind of sad.
I'll grant you Pascal versus Kawhi. I can grant you that.
I can give you Pascal here just because, but BI is one of those, like, BI is probably better than every other player we cut.
Okay, that's fine.
Lastly, who I think is going to be the sixth man, so probably the best set of names that aren't going to be in said lineup in the East, MPJ or Jalen Johnson.
You had the wrong Hawk on here. I was literally about to say Trae Young before you said anything.
I don't think Trae Young is going to get in because he missed a lot of time.
Justin,
that's why I put Jalen Johnson.
It's Jalen Johnson. It's not close.
I agree with you. Yeah, I'm good with that. Michael Porter Jr. is putting up a lot of points because he's putting up a lot of shots, but it's
Michael Porter Jr. can stay in Brooklyn for the offense.
Okay, for the West, first names up, Amen Thompson or Stephon Castle.
I'm not gonna lie, I just thought you were gonna throw him against his brother, and I was gonna laugh. I was ready for it.
Man.
Oh
man.
I'm really glad I made these good so you guys are actually talking about them.
I didn't say Amen Thompson, so the Spurs stay out of it besides Wemby.
I mean, I was gonna say Amen Thompson anyway, just because I think that his not only is his defense prowess, but I think that in general I think Amen Thompson's just a little better. But I think it's very close.
I think he's better as an overall basketball player. I think that Castle will be better by the end of his career.
I was gonna say I think Castle will be better, but for right now,
there's gonna be enough rookie showcase, and I feel like Amen's explosiveness, will be really good for the All-Star weekend, especially if he can go and fucking just absolutely boom on somebody that he has no business booming on.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason that Con Kneppel... Yes, Jules. The only reason why Con Kneppel... why we put Con Kneppel in is because he's arguably the Rookie of the Year, so you kind of have to.
Which is why it led me to my next one. Cooper Flag versus...
No. Actually, no. Wrong Dallas Maverick. Chet versus AD.
Chet.
That's way too quick for my liking. You guys are disrespecting the fuck out of Anthony Davis.
He's doing great. No, Jules, and I will grant you, AD is a great player and is doing great things.
He was a great player. A Disney can suck every inch of it.
Bro.
I guess somebody who's giving you 20 and 11 is fucking bad. Anyways.
No, Jules, like I said, I respect it. I just think Chet's
20 and 11 on 4 games played is so fucking great in the stat book.
Yeah, weird. Next, Dylan Brooks versus Trey Murphy.
Well, I'm going to be predisposed.
That's fucking tough.
I'm going to be predisposed. I don't know.
Tough. Also, can we talk about how the other night Dylan Brooks got called for a fucking flagrant one on Steph Curry for literally just jumping and contesting a 3? Unbelievable.
Yep.
Because he was landing and made contact with Steph Curry, he got a flagrant. Whatever.
I have an answer, but I want to know what yours is first.
It's tough. I mean, Dylan Brooks is the second option on a team that's playing significantly better than they should be. And Trey Murphy is...
He's a second option.
He's a first or second option. I don't give a credit anymore. He's a first or second option on a team that's playing significantly worse.
Yes. However, he also has significantly better stats than Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to go to Trey Murphy. I think literally if the Suns have a shot at having a representative, it's Devin Booker and only Devin Booker. So.
Yep, I agree. Trey Murphy. Go Hoos. Wahoo! Go Cavaliers, baby.
Next one. It's funny enough because the 4 is rather weak in the West. So this is going to be interesting. Julius Randle versus LeBron James. LeBron is not going to be a starter. He's going to be a key reserve for the West.
I wholeheartedly disagree with what you just said.
So I am going. You know what? I'm actually going to kind of defend LeBron a little bit.
I'm picking LeBron because it's a retirement tour.
I'm picking. No, no. I'm going to clarify. I'm picking Julius Randle because I never in my life want to see LeBron as a reserve in the All-Star game. That feels disgusting.
Never mind. I changed my vote.
I'm telling you, like right before we started, I'm telling you the starting five in the West: Jokic, Wemby, Luka, SGA, Anthony Edwards. There is zero reason for LeBron to start.
I agree with you. I don't ever.
Why are we even doing this? Isn't it World versus US anyway?
No, that's going to be a partial matchup, but I still think that they might do the All-Star game specifically. I'm not sure.
All-Star game, it'll be team captain pick 'em. It'll be LeBron versus whoever the fuck he wants to face, and LeBron will be the captain and pick it. LeBron's not going to be a reserve. For that fact, I'm picking LeBron James because I want to vote LeBron James as a reserve, not a starter.
I don't. It would be so cursed to see LeBron as
you know what? Retro, I agree with you. Let's pick Julius Randle because LeBron doesn't even fucking belong.
I knew. That's why I put this because I knew you guys were going fucking crazy.
You know what? Yeah, I agree.
LeBron doesn't belong at the game. Julius Randle is the answer.
Hey, listen, LeBron, just know that I kind of half defended your guy. Okay.
Just know, bronsexuals, ain't nobody give a fuck about you or your fake ass glory.
Yeah, true.
Next set of names: Keontae George versus De'Aaron Fox.
Keontae
George.
Fuck you both. Next set of names.
And to be clear, it's only because of how difficult Keontae George's circumstance is and what he is doing there.
Fair.
That is the only reason.
De'Aaron Fox, but the Jazz glaze stays the Jazz glaze.
Fuck off.
And by the way, I think De'Aaron Fox is probably a better player, but Keontae George's his situation is just more difficult.
So next set of names, because I can't wait for this. I did this specifically. Devin Booker versus Jamal Murray.
Booker.
Well, Devin Booker.
What?
I'm not going to argue on that.
Devin
Booker.
What?
No.
You guys are fucking atrocious. Anyway.
What is there to argue, bro?
I really like Jamal Murray, and he's actually having a generational season for his standards of regular season play because he's actually trying, which is crazy. We might actually see 82 games of Jamal Murray's playoff run. That's the pretty impressive part of it. But because his name is Devin Booker and he is the best shooting guard in basketball, he shouldn't even be a reserve. He will be here.
Well, he's not the best shooting guard in basketball.
He's the best shooting guard in basketball.
Donovan Mitchell solo.
Donovan Mitchell's a certified fucking fucking.
Anyways, next.
Guess what? The Suns have never had to pay money for Devin Booker to sit out. I'll wait.
Next set of names. I already know the answer because fuck you guys. Lauri Markkanen versus Denny Advia.
Yeah, Lauri Markkanen.
You guys are fucking atrocious.
Of course he's true. Obviously, it's Markkanen.
Denny Advia is better than Lauri Markkanen. Let's keep this a buck.
Okay. Lauri Markkanen is putting up generational numbers in a generationally horrible situation. Denny Advia literally has a mini super team around him, and once they're fully healthy, will be a mini super team.
Give me Mac and Ack, baby.
Final set of names. I already know where this is going. James Harden versus Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. Yeah.
That's fucking atrocious. So our reserve.
James Harden should be over AR this year?
No. You guys pissed me off with all the West reserves. It did not go how I wanted whatsoever. Fuck you guys. So the West reserves, just to reiterate, I'll do all the reserves. In the East, Colin Knippel, Jalen Duren, Miles Bridges, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, Jalen Johnson, Josh Giddey, and Desmond Bane. In the West, Amen, Chet, Trey, Julius, Keontae, Booker, Reeves, and Lauri. So next is our pick 3, cut 5, and I kept
rise the East reserves.
Right. So our to keep with somewhat of the same theme, I did All-Stars, but I did the best single All-Star since 2000. And there's going to be several names on here that, like I said, made single All Stars. And you're going to have to evaluate them based off that year alone, and obviously pick three and cut five. And I'll do it in chronological order from the earliest to the newest, just so that keeps in frame of reference. But I'll just say the names specifically. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Okay. So let me get Google up.
First name up. The guy that took LeBron's spot in the All-Star game in 2004, Jamal McGlure.
Jamal McGlure. Okay. Let, let me do my homework.
I know you guys are LeBron haters, so that's why I put this shit first.
Let's see. 2004. Was it
Jamal McGlure?
Was it 04 to 05 or 03 to 04?
03, 04.
03, 04. Oh, 13 points. 13 and 10. Okay.
This is a name you pulled.
Didn't shoot a single three. Okay, wait. Out of curiosity, what was LeBron's stats from this year? Like, how did he?
You can compare.
Wait, are we comparing him to the player, or are we comparing him to their All-Star performance?
Their All-Star performance. No, not the performance. The year that they had that they deserved, like, made the All-Stars.
I mean,
03, 04.
To be fair, in the 04 All-Star game, crazy enough, he was the East's leading scorer, which is crazy.
So this guy goes 14 and 10 in the regular season, and LeBron goes 25 and 5. Okay, yeah, heard. What? Okay, interesting.
You just literally, this actually blows my mind.
Bro, I've never heard of this guy in my life, bro.
I know who he is. I'm just like, I heard the name. Yeah, well, 13.
I mean, this is not a great season. This is a cut. He went 13 and 10. It's
he
pretty solid.
Any good seasons, he's a bum.
Yeah, I mean, this guy.
Cutting him?
It's a
yes, man. Yes, we're cutting him. He has a career average of 77.
Okay. Next person up, Andre Karolinko in 2004.
AK-47. Okay. So you said this was 3 or 4 as well. Let's see. Oh, he's 13th in MVP. He averaged 17, 8, and 3.
Yeah, he's the block champ.
Dude, yeah, this guy, this 4.7 stocks a game. Holy cow!
He made all the second team defense. He finished 5th in DPOY.
Dude, and it's guys that only did it once, right?
16 and a half, 3.
This feels like a keep to me. I'm gonna be honest. He did quite a bit
this
here.
Feels like just like the most this feels like a great role player at this time. Like a good second, maybe third option in 03, 04.
But he was an MVP in DPOY talks. Like,
yeah, but I mean, 13th in MVP isn't being in the conversation.
No, but in DPOY talks, he's top 5.
DPOY for sure.
I would keep it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty sure this is a hard cut.
Really?
I have a feeling that it's a hard cut.
Okay. I'll stand by you.
We're cutting Andre Karolinko.
Yeah.
I'll stand by Justin on this one.
Next, Chris Kaman in 2010.
Chris Kaman. I have heard of this guy. I don't know why.
It's his last name in your generation.
Let's see. Oh, holy cow. 19. He went 19 and 9. 1.7 stocks. That's pretty solid. That's not bad. What did his team go?
The Clippers were. That was pre Chris Paul.
What year was this? 49?
Brother, they went 29 and 53. Oh my good lord!
So this is his only All-Star year.
One shining moment.
18.5 average a game. 9 rebounds almost.
I mean, 19 and 9 is very solid, but again, his team was absolutely terrible. I think the AK-47 season was better, to be honest with you.
He shot a 75% from the line, 49% field goal percentage. So, I mean,
if AK-47 was a hard cut, this feels like a hard cut, too. I feel like this is worse than
I feel
AK.
like we're in that boat, but I also feel like Jules will do it the nasty way, and he'll actually throw a dog shit player at the end. But here's the thing: is I don't even think this dude was. I still don't think it's relevant for anything. I mean, this is his.
No, I mean he wasn't. He wasn't.
His season, so I could care less.
He wasn't in DPOY conversations. He didn't get an MVP vote. Yeah, he should.
Like I said, if we would keep him and not Kirilenko, it'd just be ridiculous.
I agree. Yeah, that's a cut.
Next name, mind you, you guys have you used 3 cuts. You have still your 3 keeps.
Yep.
Next is same year, Jared Wallace.
Jared Wallace.
Gerald.
Sorry, Gerald Wallace.
Gerald.
Let's see. Third in defensive player of the year, all NBA defensive team, 18 points and 10 rebounds a game.
That's
2.6 blocks. That's a keep.
If this is the 9-10 season, this is 100% a keep.
Yep, that's a keep.
The keep?
Yep.
We're keeping Gerald Wallace.
100%
Cool.
a keep.
Next.
And by the way, he got the Bobcats to a positive record. That's got to mean something.
Next, 2017 Gordon Hayward.
Dude, Gordon Hayward was cooking when he was in his prime. I don't remember what his stats looked like, but
2017 Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, 22. He averaged 22, 5, and 4.
Again, though, all-star, but in literally no other conversation.
Yeah, but 40% from 3, 47 from the field. What was he from the line? 84. Shooting good.
Crazy that we're almost going to cut a 50-40-90 player for the simple fact that I feel like there's guys that are just going to have other accolades that put them here. Like,
yeah, but I mean, Utah also goes 51 and 31 this year.
Yeah, I mean, they went 51 and 31, but like,
and they win the first one against the Clippers.
It wasn't behind his play. That's the other thing.
Let me check actually. Let's see.
Like I said, I mean,
he leads in points in Game 3 where they lose. He leads in points in Game 6 where they win, and he leads in points in Game 7 where they win.
That's what I'm saying is like, even if Jules throws shittier players at us at the end, like the only guy even if we cut Hayward, the only guy I'm upset about cutting that would be AK, because we're valuing guys that weren't just all-stars. We're valuing that they were actually in conversations outside of just being an all-star.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest cut yet for me, just because he also was a huge part of their Game 7 win in the first round that year.
I think this is a hard cut, because here's the issue is, this is the season that got him his contract in Boston, so
I feel like we might have messed up on AK-47.
I feel like it's possible. We don't really care.
Okay, so we're cutting Gordon Hayward. Next, D'Angelo Russell in 2019 on that Brooklyn squad.
I remember him being good that year.
Mind you, you guys still have 2 keeps with 3 players left.
Yeah. Which year was this?
2019.
There it is. So let's see.
20.
So he puts up 21, 7, and 4.
24 with a steal.
His field goal percentage isn't ideal. His 3-point percentage isn't ideal. His free throw is decent, but it's not like amazing either. This is a cut, I think, which means we only have 2 keeps left, right?
We just keep.
Which would
That's fine.
keep who's left.
Here's the thing, like I said, if we mess up and it's like it is what it is, and like here's the issue: if the best of these picks was Gordon Hayward, Andre Karolinko, and Gerald Wallet, like that's the thing is like it's about as irrelevant as when I did the best shooting season of all time because it wasn't many,
Yeah.
So
So
cutting D'Lo.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with cutting D'Lo and keeping the last two.
Okay,
Yeah.
so to recap, you cut Jamal McGlure, you cut AK-47, you cut Chris Kaman, you cut Gordon Hayward, and you cut D'Lo to keep Jared Wallace 2010, Jared Allen 2022, and DeAndre Jordan 2017.
Okay. So Jared Allen in 2022, what was he doing? Please tell me he was in some sort of conversations. Not really. I mean, 16 and 11.
16 and
His shooting splits are pretty. I mean, he doesn't shoot threes. Yeah, AK-47 is definitely better than that.
like I said, and then DeAndre Jordan 1 year, 2017.
Yeah.
Still can't believe he's not good for me still.
Hey, he developed a 3-pointer. Or no, that was Andre Drummond. Wrong person.
2017.
2017, yep.
So he made NBA third team, which is whatever. Just an all-star.
I mean, all NBA is pretty.
He was on a downswing from that because he was DPO. He was in the DPOY category for fucking 3 years prior. So
Okay, so he was all NBA. He was DPOY.
before I know who the last 2 players was, like I said, a relevant list because it's Gordon Hayward, Andre Karolinko, and Gerald Wallace as the best 3 keeps.
Well, I'm actually okay with him being on the list. I just would have swapped in on AK-47.
Yeah.
The fact you cut AK-47 should be a war crime in like
I
every
see.
country.
I figured he would be really good.
Yeah.
See, and I did have some trolley guys at the end. So you guys kept some dog shit players. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Our defensive front is stacked. 4 on those 2. I'm good with those keeps.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now is there anything you guys have before we do the history fact of the day?
I'm good.
No.
I'm good. Rip the Colts. That's all I have to say.
Rip the Colts.
Yeah. F in the chat.
Well,
All right.
I have it, Jules. You're good.
Yeah. Okay.
I have the website. Fact of the day at time of recording, it's December 22nd. December 22nd, 1996, St. Louis Blues right wing Brett Hull scores his 26th career hat trick to reach 500 career goals in a 7-4 win over the Kings. The significance behind him getting this hat trick, him and his father, Bobby Hull, are the first father-son duo to reach 500 goals.
Cool.
Not moved.
That's crazy.
LeBron and Bronny are better. Thank you.
Well, they're not even. Nobody touches Griffey and Griffey Jr., so that's just. I'm putting that out there.
Plummer and Goat not moved.
That's crazy. LeBron is dog shit. Bronny is the product of.
Nobody touches Phillip Rivers and future Hall of Famer Gunnar Rivers. So
It's a basketball podcast. I'll put it out there. December 22nd, 2020. Caitlin Clark registers her first triple-double at Iowa. 13 and 1 against Western Illinois.
W. Caitlin Clark, boys.
W. But with that, that was We Don't Know Ball. Great episode, you guys. Glad I was able to take the lead this week and do some of the reserves. as well as the 1-year All-Stars. With that, guys, again, if you guys have made it up to this point of the video, like, share, subscribe, engage with us, comment with us, comment on our TikTok accounts and all this kind of stuff. Please let us know if you like our content, and share it with your friends.
Wait, what did you say, Justin?
I said, tell Retro he's an idiot.
No. AK-47's the GOAT, by the way.
Shout out to him. But with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Voice in the East.
We'll see you guys next week.